What we're going to do now is talking about this Rockin' Red Hot Blues solo. This solo actually has two guitars in the rhythm track that are harmonized, and I got that idea actually from the harmonization that you would hear in the southern rock bands in the 60s and 70s. And a classic example of that would be Freebird, where you have two harmonized guitar solos in the end, and this is kind of the same thing. You got one guitar going, and you have another guitar going, etc. And so that's what's going on underneath. Solo-wise, what you want to pay attention to is, again, I've got the triplet figures, like in measure, in the first measure, where you've got so it's basically the triplet comes on beat 3, and you want to watch out for beat 3 in most of those measures. See, beat 3 has a triplet in measure 1, measure 2, measure 3. Watch out for those. The other thing I wanted to mention about this is, let's jump down to all the way to page, or let's say measure number 21. Let me just play it in slow motion for you. Those measures 21 and 22. The reason it sounds off is because I'm accenting, or the reason it sounds somewhat syncopated is because it is, and I'm actually accenting the C note you can hear that I'm accenting this note, the C, and sometimes those accents fall on the upbeat, so it kind of sounds like it's off, and then it's off rhythm, and then it comes back in sync, and that's simply because you're essentially playing sometimes a 3-note pattern, sometimes a 4-note pattern, and when you accent that C every time you have a downbeat, it basically makes it sound syncopated. So let me explain how to practice that measure. I'm talking about measures 21 and 22 at this point. If you just try to play it straight with no accents, it's going to be difficult. So if you just try to go, it's going to be hard, because when the rhythm guitars are going underneath you, and your ear hears that, and then you're playing something that's not accented, it's going to be hard to stay on rhythm. So what I want you to do is always emphasize and accent that C note. And if you accent that C note, you'll be able to get the lick. Also, the same thing goes for measures 23, 24. You want to accent the downbeat of each measure. So for example, in measure 23, you want to accent the D on beats 1, 2, 3, and then on beat 4 you want to accent the A. And here's what I mean. Here's what you do not want to do. You won't be able to. You'll have a lot tougher time than if you accent the downbeat of each beat of the measure. So if you go, see? Okay, and then continue that same concept into measure 24. Okay, I'll play measures 23 and 24 for you. And notice that the slide happens on the upbeat.